Oh, no, that's tomorrow's stuff. Okay, yep, so results of the final week's scores. We had 2 people do intermediate JavaScript. Just check it was just 2 people. Yeah, awesome. 1 person didn't do too well, or maybe they just had a look at it after doing another challenge, and the other one did very well, apart from they were the most inelegant they could be, so they must have just not bothered with semicolons, indentation, or I'm not quite sure what happened there. So nearly 0 for elegance, but very high scores for everything else. Let's have a look. So Damiano didn't register a score. Josue managed to do just 1 question pretty well. Yeah? Nice one. And then a guy we don't even know, Tristan Lucas, just jumped into our challenge and did pretty well and didn't care about the elegance, so he doesn't write code in the way that we're used to here, obviously. Fair enough. This is expert JavaScript, so 2 solid scores here. Let's have a look. Chris had a go, no luck today. Tristan, after his intermediate, he had a go, again, no luck today. Zara, likewise. That first question you didn't like, so you thought, I've had enough of this, let's do something more productive. Gideon, another solid score, so I think you'd already got the qualifying score, right? But expert, yep. But just to reinforce it, you got it again today, nice one. And then Nick managed to beat you. So I think it was the other way around last time, so well done Nick, is that the first expert JavaScript win? Nice one. And was that your only qualifying score so far? So smashed it, very, very nice. And the first question was the one that you skipped, so I guess the first question was a tricky one, was it? So Zara, you should have just like skipped that one and then... Fair enough. Alright, so well done to those 2 who got the qualifying scores today. Just remember that after the end of the boot camp you can still join additional challenges. Ricardo will continue to run challenges if you are interested in getting your blue tick criteria. Yep. Ooh, that's pretty nice as well. I think we've got at least 2, maybe 3 qualifying scores in there. So nice one. This is intermediate React. Is this Tristan again with his no elegance? He just aces everything else apart from his elegance, but who knows. Let's go for that one. Chris, yeah, that 4th question, very similar to what Josue did on the intermediate JavaScript. Mumtahin, nice. So you just scraped in that qualifying score there, Mumtahin. Was that your first time as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Very well done. So question 1 and 3 stumped you a little bit, but you got all the others, so very well done. Max also got the typical camel shape and the qualifying score. So well done, Max, if you're listening. Jonathan, really nice. I thought you'd only done 3 questions, Jonathan. I didn't realise you skipped that 3rd one and come back. I thought, oh, he needs to... Yeah. So I thought you were on the cusp of getting it or not, but you easily got it, yeah? You easily got it. Yeah, it's a good tactic. Play through the questions first, see what you can answer easiest. And that means Szymon was our winner today, and Szymon just forgot about elegance today, Szymon, yeah? He just thought, 4 questions, I'm done, yeah. No worries, but well done on the score. Try and think about your fellow developers in terms of the elegance. Yep, so well done to everyone. Cheers for that. And then I'm just going to review React today because Ricardo's doing a JavaScript challenge on Friday, so he will review all the JavaScript stuff then. If you want to look at one particular question or a couple of particular questions in JavaScript, you could maybe convince me, but let's just focus on React for today. So, the first question. Now these ones are more questions on design patterns, yeah? So there's a whole group of questions on composing components on intermediate. And sometimes the way that we are asking you to construct the components or feed data into them is maybe not how you would naturally do it, but it's just trying to make you aware of other ways that we can construct apps and position our components within them. So this one here, how many components are we looking at here? How many components are contained within this question? 2? Which 2 are those? Say again? Name and position? I agree with those 2. Are there any more? 3, yeah. Captain Tsubasa as well, yeah? So, even though we are looking to create 3 components, then essentially they are all inside of just one component. Yeah, so one component is the parent and it's rendering the other components. Which component's the parent? Captain Tsubasa, yeah, the one that's got the wrapper. Yeah, so const wrapper, we've mounted that component, and then our name and our position components we're finding within the wrapper. Yeah, see that wrapper.find? Then our expectations come. So in other words, what data do we expect these components to contain? Is this a stateful component? Stateless? Stateless? Yeah? It's a function? Which one's a stateless component? All of them? Just one? Name and position are stateless. I agree with that. And Captain Tsubasa is a stateful or a class-based component in this case. Yeah. Nice. Let's see if we can fill in those details then. I'm probably not going to be able to display it all at the same time, unfortunately, otherwise the text will be too small. But what 2 things do we need in the state? Can you remember?
The name of the position.
Yep, we need a name and a position. Position was forward, if I remember rightly. And the name, oof, yeah. Kojiro.
He was the...
I've never seen, this is an anime, right? I've never seen it.
I think I saw this one.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Why have I got a red underline there? What's wrong?
You have to put comma.
Yep, comma. Fantastic. And next, what have we got? So we've done our initial state.
You can initialize the components.
Okay, where shall I put these other 2 components then? We said we needed a name component and a position component. Where do they go? In the middle here? No? Okay, where then? In the return statement? We need to render them, yeah, but should we create them first?
But if you want initialize, we have to put the outside the block.
Outside works, yeah. So right outside like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, that can work. Are you okay if I do it this way? So just do an expression, a component expression if you like. So const name, make it an arrow function, and then that, as far as I'm aware, we could just do a paragraph, and the name one was just a bit of text saying name, and then we are going to, for now I'm just going to write it like that, and we'll make that work later. I'll do the same for position. Okay. All right.
And you have to pass them as the structure.
Yep, so if I've written it like that, name and position, Szymon's saying, well, let's actually destructure those props then and give it a name. And in this case, oops, we can give it a position. Good, so we created our components and hopefully they will get some data fed into them. let's make sure we do that and that we return those two components. So what do I write here on line 14? Do I just write instructions to render both comps, please? No? So what do I write? Yep, so let's do the component syntax. Does it need anything inside it, or just render it as it is? Yep, so it needs a name prop. And what is that equal to? This dot state dot name. And we can make it self-closing. Yep, Gideon, absolutely. And we can do the same for position. Oops, let's get both of them, yeah. Cool. Anything else needed? That's our whole component there. Any elegance issues you want to pick me up on? I can see two, at least. Semicolon? Where, Gideon? I know it's always a semicolon with you, but where? 21 and 22. Beautiful. Yeah, they are expressions, so let's say this is the end of the expression. Okay, shall I test that? Yes. Got confetti. Did we have any elegance issues? Whoop. No, good. Perfect, first time round. Any questions on that? You don't get line 21 and line 22. So what is line 21 doing? Or was it meant to be doing? Anyone?
Which line?
21, Josue was asking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another functional component.
Yeah, so we've just created a functional component there, Josue, yeah? So notice that name has a capital N. So that's creating a class or a component. And then we've set that equal to, now this bit here is just the syntax for an arrow function. We've opened some brackets, done an arrow, and then what's to the right hand side of the arrow is the return statement of the arrow function.
So instead of writing constant, we put a written function.
Yep, so if we'd written function, we have to change it slightly. So we'd have to do function name, like that. Get rid of the arrow. Then, yeah, we need the curly braces as well. Then we need to return, and then we can return that. So that is the same.
Okay.
Just right, yeah?
Okay.
I just prefer this syntax because it's shorter, and it tends to be how you see things written in React as well. You'll see a lot of the official documentation writing functional components like this using arrow functions and just not function. Christ, I've lost my words. Not function declarations, but just functional expressions. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Okay, moving on. Do I have to submit? Let's test again. See, still works. Ah, right. So now this isn't the question that you had. So unfortunately, for some reason, my laptop's not letting me play back your test. So I'm just sort of doing it manually here. So we had two questions next on lists. And the first one was the tennis players, correct? suppose I haven't got anything nice saved that I can just copy and paste. No, that's not going to be useful. Right.
That is just render and return.
It's just a render and a return.
You don't have to.
So there's no state, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Cool.
No construct, just render, return, and that's it. You can start.
I'll trust you on that one. So we have multiple components, or just the one?
There is just property list.
Alright, let's look at the question anyway. So, we have a list, and inside that list we have, well, list is an array of objects, and we expect to return just an array with the name of the female tennis players only, yeah? Okay. So we have some props. What's the name of my prop? List, yep. So I could do this dot props dot list, and I assume we want to map over that list, or do we need to sort it first? We should probably sort it first.
First we have to filter females.
First we have to filter, and then we can, yeah, makes sense. Well, Szymon told me I didn't need a constructor, I just need to do a render and a return.
There is double dot behind the list.
Thank you.
9, 5.
Alright, filter function. How are we going to filter these objects?
Let's say player.
Yep, so player's a nice name.
Hello.
Yeah, and then player dot gender is what? Equal F, like that? Triple equals, yeah, thank you. Okay, so that should give me a list now of objects still, but only the objects contain the female tennis players. Then what? Okay, we want the names, so are we suggesting that we map? Okay, so we're taking the player again. And what? Player.name, just like that. Is that all we need to do? We've done a return, right? Render, return. Need to sort them. Okay, so where would we sort? So you want another chain? Oops. And what order are we sorting in? Sort the results alphabetically.
Yeah, like that.
So I don't need to write a custom sorting function because alphabetically is the default. So I'll just leave it like that. Then
Again map.
and then map again, yeah. Okay, and we take the player. Well, that's confusing, sorry. We take the player and create a paragraph. Sorry, it's not the player now, is it? Should I just say name? I think that would be more descriptive of what data we've got. Okay, good enough. Key, nice. Where does the key go? Inside the p tag, yeah. Equals. Curly brace. You want to add an index? Okay, so if we're lazy, we use name. Hopefully, if we're using a database, we've got a proper index that we can use that is unique, just in case there were two tennis players that had the same surname. Although how they keep the score in that match, I think, would be pretty confusing as well. So, yeah, alright. So we added the key, rendered the name, elegance, Gideon, semicolon, 12. Oh, that one. Shall I try it? Way. Nice. All good again. First time. So it looks quite nested, but the only way to get around that really is to use a functional component again, I guess. Makes it a bit better.
Yeah, I think as well it's better to writing functional components.
Yeah, in general, if it doesn't have that
Because it's shorter.
state method, it's shorter, there's less nesting. I think we can get away with not having the fragment in this case as well. And we could just do something like that. And that one as well, right? Oh no, not that one, not that one. Yeah, we did need that one. So map it, sort it, map it again. Just curious whether we should have. Yeah, I need another curly brace. I was just wondering if we could simplify it any further. And of course we don't need this. Have we got access to props at the moment? Nope. So we could put our list in there. And do we actually need the curly braces? We didn't, did we? No? So that's quite a bit nicer, I think. Try it, just check it works. Lovely jubbly. Done? Any questions? Alright. Should have copied that, shouldn't I? So, this was the one that most people found the hardest, I think. Rit run, my favourite typo. There are lots of countries in the world, yeah, and some of them are named quite similarly, I guess, at least to start, right? J-A, J-A, J-O. Let's filter. Do we need any props? Yeah, we got list props again. And we need a few elements as well. Some paragraphs, initially 3. Yeah, get countries to have length 3. So initially there should be 3 paragraphs. And we also need an input. So let's put those elements, or at least set it up on the page to get those. What goes in here? Inside the countries bit, the brackets after countries. Yeah, let's do list again. Destructure our list. This time I think I am going to use a fragment because there were a couple of things that we needed to return. The first one, well, that was an input, right? So I can just create an input tag. And my input had some sort of event attached to it. An on-change event, absolutely. What shall I do when that on-change event gets triggered?
to trigger the method.
We can trigger a method, yeah, absolutely. Or I might just do it in line. I think it's probably short enough. Oh, so on change, and then on change triggers a callback function. Yeah. That does what?
We can maybe start from we can add now maybe state.
I think we should add some state, yeah? So we'll store whatever this input is, and then we'll use that to filter our list of countries later on. So I'm going to call this for now set input value. And therefore I'll create some state, const even. And we have our input value, and of course our set input value, and we'll use the use state hook. The initial value, I'm just going to go with an empty string. And what do we want to set the input value to when that on change event is triggered?
We have to grab the value.
We have to grab the value from the element, yeah.
From the input.
And how can we do that? e.target.value is a nice way to do it, yeah. So that means we need to stick an e in there as well, so we have access to the event object in our callback. Alright, I think that's the input set up fairly nicely.
We can put as well this type text and
Yeah, we
value.
could put type text, we probably should, and values needed as well, is it?
Yeah, because we have to operate on it.
I disagree with that. I don't think we need it. We don't need it, so I'm just going to be lazy, but I think that, yeah, that's a good practice to definitely put what type it is at least. Okay, then we need to do some mapping. This time we do need some curly braces because we're currently inside some JSX. And let's map over our list. Well, in fact, firstly, we probably need to filter our list again. How are we going to filter our list? C in this case stands for country. So we could use the includes method, it's not the only way. So country includes what? JA.
Input value. Input value.
Yeah, so let's make it dynamic. That would work for one of the cases, but I'm like a robot, Gideon. Yeah, you tell me something, I'll just write it. Yeah. So be clear with your instructions, as if you're talking to a computer. So c.includes input value, yeah? Cool. Now that will grab this input value that's stored in the state and check whether it is included in the country string. I'm getting a little bit confused with my brackets here, so I'm going to drop that one down. So that's the end of my filter. What comes next? Yeah, I think we should map now, yeah, to get those 3 p tags that it's looking for. So let's do a, in fact, probably just to make it more readable, we'll do it like that. So we've filtered, now we map. I'll take that country again of our filtered list, create a paragraph, and inside of the paragraph goes just C, but please in some curly braces, and don't break up your p tag. Any semicolons? Sorry, did you say something else, Johnny? Key, yes, good. Don't forget the key. Oh, missed off the Y. And the equals as well. I must have thought it and not typed it, sorry. Semicolon, what there? Nope, not there, because that's inside a return statement. So definitely one after the return statement, and one up there as well. Good, done. Anything else? Line number 4? Yep. So what do you think it's doing, Josue? So it definitely is listening for an event. So on change, this bit here creates an event listener for a change event that happens on the input tag. So this is an input tag. This creates an event listener on that element to say when the value of this input box changes, then run this bit of code inside of the curly braces. What does that bit of code do? Any ideas? Yeah, it sets the input value, absolutely.
It takes the value of the event.
Yep, so whenever an event gets triggered, we get this event object here, which we've just called E. And we use certain properties on that event object, such as e.target.value. So target is going to be the element that triggered it, and the value, well, there will be some sort of value prop attached to this element as well. And then we just set that in the state so that we can use it down here on our filter. Make a bit more sense?
Yep.
Alright, I haven't tested it yet, I don't think, have I? Oh, no, something went wrong. So, expect get countries to have length 3. What did we get? Expected to look, but we got 0. So something has happened here. I think I haven't closed my p tag there, right? Oh no, I have closed it in there.
I'm not sure that you have to provide this value for input.
So you think we need the value prop? You think
Value
that's why it's breaking?
For input.
Give me one of these.
Value is equal input value from state.
I wouldn't think so, but let's see if it makes any difference. So we've got our value equals input value and still our on change event. Let's see what we get. No. I think the problem's probably going to be somewhere down here. So we've got list dot filter.
Can you show the console?
You mean this?
The console.
Oh, the console. That's what we get in the console.
I don't know. I did in the filter in a curly brace with the return statement.
You did what, sorry?
I did the filter after arrow function. I did the curly brace with the return statement.
Oh, okay, yeah, but that should be the same.
Okay, so I don't know.
Oh, I've got this in here, which is wrong. We're already in JavaScript. Yeah, so that was looking for an object. That might have been it. Yep, that was it. Okay, so we're already in a bit of JavaScript. If I put curly braces there, well, it's either going to try and create a new block or try and create an object with input value equal to input value. So you're not going to be able to find an object inside of a string. So that would have been just returning false all the time and therefore filtering out our whole list. So that's why we got nothing. Now we should be perfect. Yep. So just a little silly one there. But yes, it's a lot nicer with the function than the class again, that one. What was the next question? This was a state question, I think. We done on that one? Yeah? Alright. So, React state. Nothing like a bit of math on a Monday afternoon, right? Okay, we have a couple of state props, A and B. Also passing a prop operation. So in other words, we've got 3 props, have we? No. Okay, so we have 2 values that we want to store in state and just 1 prop called operation. Based on that, how would you start this one off? Anything next? What state in here? Or you want to create state?
In line 2.
Okay. Yep, keep me going. A, B.
Comma set A.
A, comma, set A.
Set A, like that. Use state, I don't know, 7.
Use state 7. Where's 7 coming from? You're right, it is 7. And then we can do the same for B. Equal to 4. Cool. Next.
And we can start with a return statement. We don't need anything else there.
Okay, what were you going to do with the operation then? You want to store that in state as well or not?
Now we can now go to return.
Okay, just follow Szymon's. If you disagree, we can change the code afterwards. Let me know if you do disagree. Return what?
Open. We have to open the parentheses.
Okay. Do we need to?
I'm not sure. Maybe yes, maybe not.
Are we doing it? Are we doing
I
it?
always like to be safe.
You like to be safe. Oh, you can't play your whole life safe, but it's a good idea probably with coding. Yeah.
We can destruct the property.
Destructure the property. So should we go back to line 1 then?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was looking for. Operation. Yeah. Nice. So what about the operation?
Equal triple add.
Sorry, I don't know what I touched then. Add. Yep. So if it's add, we do
The result is
A plus B. Yeah. Otherwise,
we have to put the string.
oh, we need a string, do we?
Yeah.
The result is. Very good point. Backticks, I like it. Yeah. The result is the resulty. The resulty is. Where did the curly braces go? After is dollar. Curly brace. Does it end there? Oops. The whole thing. Yeah. Nice. The result is. Oh, is that?
After this.
The result is, and then that. Nice. What other operations are supported? Subtract. I think I just copied nothing. That was clever. If it is subtract, Whoops. Subtract. The result is a minus b. Oh god, where's minus? There it is. Otherwise, there's some sort of string that we need to output that says this operation is not supported yet. Oh, what happened there? That was annoying. Can I refresh? No, not timeout, I've only just started it. I'm pretty sure that was right. Do you really want to go and do it again? It looked good to me as well. So, yeah, that was one was fairly simple. We just had a ternary. I think we've done it before, absolutely. Just going to put a bit of light on the subject, just in case it was my mistake rather than the platform's mistake. And then the last question, which again you guys I don't think found too bad, but we might as well do it for completeness. Let's try go back to training home, I guess. It was a hooks question, I think. So this was the password comparison. You did a label and a button. Any events? Feature event. What's a feature event? Any events then? Is it not this one? Oh, okay. Question 5. This one. Okay. So, how many components? Yep, 1. How many elements?
2.
What 2?
2 inputs.
So we've got two elements, 2 inputs and 1 label. So 3, yeah. 3 elements, 2 inputs and 1 label, I agree with that. Anything else of importance? What's this? Expect is stateless component to equal true.
Some state.
Some state? Why does it say is stateless component then if we need some state?
You need to write a function.
Yeah, we might need some state, but this is forcing us to have a functional component. And then we have some change events. And just a comparison and spit out some text at the end, yeah? Either passwords do not match or passwords match. Alright, good. Oh, blank sheet of paper. Write an essay. No, thank you. Function. Does it have a name? Probably. What was it called? Yeah. Passwords, was it? Yeah, without the space. Any inputs?
No.
No props this time, right? Just got passwords matched on its own. So everything is just being set in the state. Sorry, I shouldn't have used the word inputs because we talked about input elements, but any props being passed I should have said. Okay.
Some state.
Yep, you want some state? What state do you want?
For password and for
Set password. Password and set password.
Yep, PWD is password. Oh. Initially, the password is empty. Okay. Any other state?
Only one
confirm password, or yeah, or password 2, whatever you want to call it. Yep. So should they initially be the same or different?
They can be same.
Doesn't matter actually, does
Yeah,
it?
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because later we do this.
We trigger the event first before we do any tests. Fair enough. Alright, what elements did we need? Inputs. Do you want some type this time? Text. In the class name as well, do we? What class name do we need to give it? PWD, yeah. Sorry, anything else?
Yeah, an event.
On change event. That equals. Are we doing some sort of set? Oh. Set PWD, maybe? Yeah? Uh-huh. Should I just repeat that for the other confirm password? Any changes you want to make?
You have to grab the value from the input.
Grab the value from the input. What do you mean by that?
Yes.
Out of function. Set password.
So you're saying you want a callback here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right. Like that? So this time we're setting the confirm password. Same sort of thing.
So we don't have to initialize and input the value for that particular case.
Do we? The test requires that, does it? Again, I don't think so. I think it waits until you
Yeah, okay.
type in it. Alright. Close the tag. Does it need any text inside it first? No? Oops. Okay, I've got two inputs. Oh, I haven't closed it, thank you. It's better, all the red's gone. I think we also need the button, yeah? No? Not a button? Label, nice. At the bottom, top, what would you prefer? What goes in the label? A message? What message?
We have to write statements.
Curly braces? So what code do you want to go in there? Should we write a separate function? Should we do a check passwords, or do you want one of those? Or not?
Yeah, I think that is.
Okay. How should I check my passwords? Oh, I spelled confirm wrong, haven't I? Confirm passwords. Okay, yeah. So if they are equal, we want to say, not that one. Ugh. If not, something like that. Okay, so now what goes inside my label? Yep. Like that. Invoked. Yeah. Let's see. Let's take them out and see what we get. Had we finished, by the way, or do we need to do something else? Method simulate is meant to be run on one node. 0 found instead. So password.simulate. Did I give it a class name of password? I did, but this one's got the wrong. However, it did seem to fail on that one, which is interesting. Let's see what happens this time. Still failing there. Ah, I know what's wrong. Look at our when statements. Type equals password. We haven't done that, have we? So, what does type equals password do? What does it do on the screen in the DOM? It shows the dots instead of the characters, right? For a little bit of, if someone's glancing over your shoulder when you enter your password, just that little bit of extra security, I guess. Tiny little change, but could be important. Okay, let's see whether that finds the node now. Okay, so now expected empty string to equal passwords do not match. So in other words, this is an empty string. How on earth is that an empty string? Because we only gave it 2 options. It's a bit weird. Is that because we didn't invoke it? No? I think it was. Yeah, so we do need the parentheses, Johnny, yeah? Because otherwise this is just going to be a function declaration in here, and the browser's not going to output that at all.
But you don't have to write this method.
No, we didn't have to write it as a method. We could have done that directly in line. Yep, so we could have done that. Right, without the semicolon. And if I got rid of that and test it, will still work. Just whatever you prefer, yeah. But if these get a lot longer and they're not clear enough, then that could get a bit confusing for some people, yeah. So as soon as that logic starts getting quite complicated, move it out into a separate function, so that your main component, your main return statement is easier to read.
So for better elegant as well, we let's say take out those input and labels and make it standalone components. Yeah, we can do this abstraction.
Absolutely, yeah. We could have separate components, input component and output component almost. Yeah.
We can make it password component, password confirm, and the label component.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm not going to do it now, but yes, we could definitely
Or
do that.
better score, I think.
For better score, I don't think it would get you a better score, but I think for... No, I mean, that's still a perfect solution on the platform, apart from the missing semicolon, of course. Gideon, you were slipping, mate. See that he's on his phone, that I caught him. I knew no one picked me up on the semicolons. No, but in a working environment, right, you want to make sure that your code is as readable as possible, both for yourself in the future and also for other people that you work with. So, yeah, taking it out into separate components is definitely a good way to do that.
Yeah, it is.
Good. Anything else, or should we leave it there? So I think that's getting on a bit. Yep. JavaScript, you want to do JavaScript? Seriously? One question. What question? The first expert? JavaScript. Do you know what topic it was on? Math 2. Consecutive chains. Consecutive chains. Yeah. Not fun. Essentially, you've got to create a couple of functions
Can I just say
to...
one really complex way that I went about trying to solve this but didn't work?
You can, yeah.
Um,
You want to come up and type it, or?
yeah,
Yeah?
okay. But I'm sure there's a much more simple way of doing it.
I haven't found a simple way to do it yet.
Okay, can I tell you my way and then I want to, but I didn't even get to the end of it.
You want me to type for you, or you want to come and type?
Can't I just sort of discuss out loud?
Yeah, let's discuss out loud then. How would you solve
Okay,
that problem?
So firstly, I turn it into string, and then with the string turns it into an array.
Yep.
Using like the split method.
Yeah. So you've now got an array of numbers, yeah? Single numbers.
Yeah, an array of all those numbers. And then, this is where it gets a bit weird. I created an empty array,
Yeah.
and basically I mapped through this array,
Mhm.
and for each item in the array, I checked if it is the same as the following number. Like
-1.
-1, whatever.
Yeah.
If the following number, if it's got a consecutive following number, then push its index into this array.
Yeah.
So basically, I finally got to a point where I had an index, like an array, which had points at which. Oh no, the reverse of that. Sorry. I pushed through an array the points at which it did not follow a consecutive number. So basically,
Okay.
I got all of these pairs of numbers, which I wanted to use like the slice method with.
Yeah.
But it took me so long to get to that point, that by that point I just got frustrated and I was like, because then I thought, well, what am I going to do with an array with like groups of two numbers? And I know I have to like slice those points and then loop back through, and I was just like, oh mate, I can't be bothered with this.
Yeah, I mean,
Does that sound like it could have
that's
gone?
essentially what you've got to do. Yeah. Yeah, you need to map over each element in the array, comparing it to the next element. Then yeah, you're either gonna want to end up with a few substrings. Yeah, so you could do something like slicey, a couple of slices. Or what you could do is when you reached an element that wasn't consecutive, so like the 3 and the 5 in this case, you create a new array. So then you've essentially got an array of arrays. So you have a parent array with 1, 2, and 3 in, comma, another array with 5, 6, 7, 8 inside, and then you can just spread the elements out, right?
It's so long, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not.
It just seems like it has to have like 20 lines of code.
I'll show. Yeah, pretty much. I'll show you one pre-prepared solution,
Yeah,
if you don't mind, because I don't want to go through the whole thing either. Let's see what I've got.
I feel like I can't see a really obvious way of doing it.
Ugh, where am I?
Did you guys get that one?
Documents.
Skip that one.
Oh, boot camp. There we go.
Spent half an hour and I was like,
Sports
so probably like 20 minutes of credit card. I just thought life's too short for this.
Got things to do, places to be. Math 2 we said it was, didn't we? Consecutive change. Let's see what we got in there. So there's oh no, that's other questions. What's that? This is my going through the questions in the past, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, no, I don't feel that bad about myself.
So it's essentially what you were doing,
Yeah.
right? So you said create an array of all the numbers individually. So at this stage we got an array of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, whatever. And then we use reduce. We have these sort of sub-arrays, which we have called chains. So in other words, the consecutive chains. Then we say if we're on the first number, then we don't need to do a comparison, basically, yeah? Because there's no previous digit to compare 1 to, so we just want to push that automatically into the new chain. Otherwise, if... what does that even say? I think I tried to write it as short as possible, but convert it to a number if that is not equal to 1 times the... I don't know what I've done there.
Yeah, they are shorters.
What's that?
They are shorters. That one.
Yeah, so there are definitely shorter solutions out there, which Szymon's got a screenshot of, which he could send this way if he wants, and then we can show that as well. But yeah, the logic of this one makes sense, and it's what Zara was trying to do. Yeah, so basically,
I only got halfway through that.
if it's not consecutive, then we can add it to a new chain, and if it is consecutive, add it to the current chain. So we're just pushing things in, and then at the end, yeah, just joining it to make it into one array. So fun. Or have you sent that over, Szymon?
Do you want this?
You could just send it on Slack, and yeah,
Okay, it's coming. On the way.
on the way from Szymon. Or maybe just share it on Slack with everyone rather than me opening Slack on YouTube. It's probably better. Just put it in general, yeah?
In general?
Yeah.
Okay.